conclude our public hearing. Thank you. Okay. Excellent. Thanks so much. Now we'll open up our meeting. So let's do roll call and introductions. Can we start with who's on the phone? Is Commissioner Stout on the phone by chance?
Yes, I am. Commissioner Stout.
Okay, Commissioner Miller,
Commissioner Foster.
if you want to just state your name and then we'll get to an intro a little bit later.
James Everett.
Excellent. All right, 4 commissioners are in attendance. We'll move to approval of the minutes, but since we can't move on that, right? We'll have to move the approval of these minutes to next.
Majority present.
Yeah.
Based on current rules, so he just abstains and you guys go.
Oh, okay, okay, great. So actually, we can't move forward. And then you want to abstain. You know, you want to approve the minutes because you've gone through them.
He
And
actually
you're all-
attended last minute. He actually attended.
Okay, I'll put forward a motion to approve the minutes from March 12th, 2025. Can I get a second?
Seconded.
Seconded by Commissioner Foster. All in favor, say aye. Those who would like to abstain, say so.
Aye.
Aye.
Same.
Great. We've approved our minutes. We move forward for ratification of votes from the internal meeting. Can we do the same?
Yes.
Thank you. We'll move to ratification of our commission votes from our meeting on March 26th, 2025. I will make the motion to ratify these votes from March 26th. Can I get a second?
Seconded.
Seconded, Commissioner Foster. Those who are in favor say aye. Those who would like to abstain, say abstain. Aye.
Same.
Excellent. All right. Since we have Commissioner Stout, do you want us to bump up? But I don't know if I think he's in the car, so he
Right, he
can't
can't
vote.
He's not gonna be.
Yes.
We don't even need it to say so, it's right. Okay, excellent. Well, then we'll start with president and board updates for informational items. So I will start with the introduction of our newest commissioner, James Everett. We're very excited to have you join us, and thanks for joining us impromptu today, is what I hear. I'll let you introduce yourselves to the attendees during this public meeting, and then we'll move to commission calendar. Go ahead.
All right, hello, everyone. My name is James Everett again. I've been in the public sector for about 20 years. I worked at the Denver Public Library for 11. I'm just finishing up my time in Sullivan County as a deputy director of HR. I'm starting my own business, so that's where I'm at right now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. Welcome back to working with the city of Denver.
Thank
Yeah. All right, we'll go to Brandon Dorsey for commission calendar.
Hello, everybody. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, sir.
I think let me share this screen real quick. Okay, starting off with our calendar for April. Going forward from today, we have our commission meeting starting here today. Then going towards the 14th, we will have a physical agility at the police academy. Then on the 17th and the 18th, we will have a DFD virtual orientation on both those days. Then on April 23rd will be our next commission meeting, and as well another physical agility at the police academy on the 30th of April. Going into the month of May, we will have a physical agility at the police academy on May 5th. And then on the 12th, we have the EMT Academy starting that day. As well as on the 14th, we will have a commission meeting. On the 19th of May, we will have another physical ability test at the Police Academy. The 26th of May is the Memorial holiday. And then on the 28th of May, we will have another commission meeting. That does conclude our calendar for April and May.
Thank you, Brandon. We will now move to item number 6, which is police oral board follow-up. This was actually a request of mine, so thank you. Do you want me to hand it over to you first, Gracie?
But Chief Dodge is in attendance and is ready to speak to anyone who may have any questions about it.
Would you actually do us a favor and just remind folks what the discussion is, and then Chief Dodge will hand it over to you just to make a few comments.
Yes, absolutely. So on a prior commission meeting, we had discussed about an update to the police oral board. Again, distinguishing the difference between Civil Service Commission oral board and a department oral board. So we are speaking about the department oral board, which CSC does not, the agency does not administer, but the department has, if they opt to ability within the hiring process. It does not, the results of a department oral board does not impact the decisions of the commission on any candidates. But it does become sort of a factor in consideration when the list of eligible registers are being decided upon by the executive director of safety and the department. So for the police department, they have elected to continue to pause the oral board. But in accordance to and in alignment with equal employment opportunity, if they have any specific questions relevant to any specific file of a candidate based on the information available, that they are elected to go ahead and just reach out to the candidate to clarify those questions. So they don't have unlike the fire department, they're still continuing to do their oral board, and the department oral board, police is elected not to do so. So they'll follow up if there's anything that they wish to follow up on any specific candidate relevant to the information gathered. Chief Dodge, do you have anything to add?
No, actually, that's pretty close to what we've discussed. We found that the oral board actually was slowing down the selection process, and we weren't really gaining a lot of valuable information from that was helping make intelligent decisions as far as the hiring. So myself and Ms. Delacki kind of brainstorms a little bit together, as well as with Gracie, with some of the changes that are going on through civil service and the background investigators adding more information into the background. It's helping streamline some of that. I think this last batch, as far as that will be hired in April, I think I ended up making outreach to maybe 5 candidates. And really what it was is to kind of follow up on some of the things that they alleged they were going to take care of between when background investigators closed the account or closed the investigation out and then sent it to us. And so just kind of following up that they in fact had kind of followed through with the things that they had said they were going to. And then, just some clarifying information that may not have been completely clear in the background. Made a couple of calls on those, but we did not find a large, I would say a large benefit as far as making that decision-making piece for us. And so elected to kind of stop that.
So essentially, thank you, Chief Dodge. Really appreciate you coming and just chatting with us. And so essentially you're kind of moving more towards like a as needed follow-up. Do you end up also discussing candidates with the background investigators directly, or Do you
I have
kind of
not.
The candidate.
Yeah, what, a few times we have, and they're very rare and they're very specific things that I will send back to Gracie to say, hey, can you, validate this? I'm not seeing the appropriate documentation for it and just, more along the lines that background investigators have done the work. It wasn't accurately, fully, reflected in the background investigation. For instance, have you reached out to Post to verify that this person is going to be able to be certified through the state of Colorado, that kind of thing. And they had done it, it had slipped that section of the background investigation. Another one, I'm just giving you a couple of examples. Another one was I think there was a 5-year period of employment that was not referenced, whether they were, it was just absent. So it was more of, hey, can you reach out to the background investigator and ask them, what happened between 2015 and 2020? Is there anything missing there, or is this the extent of it? And then, occasionally reach out, like I said, just to kind of confirm that they had followed up on action items that they said that they would have done with the background investigator. So it is just more of an as needed. Like I said, most of these backgrounds are very well done, have what we need in them. And so we can make a pretty decent determination of that and kind of go from there. So, and I see Mary has her hand up.
Mary.
Thanks, Chief. Yeah, so I will say just my only concern is that I don't have anybody who's actually looking at the candidates, seeing how they present themselves, right? Seeing how they articulate, how they respond to answers. So if the background investigators feel comfortable adding that kind of information, I would love to have more of that, saying, that they were very articulate, they were very responsive, or some of them do. And well, you'll sometimes hear that someone really stumbled over answers or had a difficult, you can see, even in the application, they have difficult time articulating things. But that would be the one thing that I would like to know. How do they present themselves, and how verbally do they communicate?
And I do have that, Mary, on the list. We're doing a training with the background investigators. I think it's late April, and that's one of the things I've been taking notes of, items that I would like to see beefed up for our consideration for that. And so I would say civil service has been really great to take that feedback, and same with the investigators, because they know we're the end users of that. And so they've been very open and responsive in those things. So.
Excellent. Thanks. That's all I have. Thank you.
That's very helpful, and happy to continue to discuss how we, answer the questions about the candidates that you all are considering. So thank you for working with us on that, and for really assessing the process together to make thoughtful decisions. And then we have every expectation that you all will continue these discussions and assess how it actually is working out, and and willing to make changes if this isn't exactly the right solution to what you all are looking for. So thank you all.
If I just may make a comment real quick, the department, Chief Dodge and so the police department and Mary with EDOS, I think the distinction is that if it's information that is necessary that could impact the qualification of the candidates, those are returned to civil service to follow up on. They do not make that phone call. But if it's just a matter of an information that could add value to whether or not they might be better than from a pool of qualified candidates that we've endorsed, then they would follow up on it. Does that make sense? So if it impacts the qualification, they return it to us to follow up on. They don't make the phone calls. But if it doesn't impact qualification, but really just impacts sort of where do they land? Are they the most recommended versus not so recommended from the pool of the qualified candidates that we've endorsed, and they go ahead and make that candidate-specific phone calls. Did I capture that, Chief Dodge?
Yes, exactly. It's more, I would say, at least for myself, I'll speak for myself, when I'm reading a file, I can identify ones that I'm like, absolutely get them hired now. And then ones that I'm like, well, maybe, and then we try to hold those files and rank them as far as internally, what direction, who would want, before somebody else, hoping that eventually we will have more candidates than seats. And so exactly what Gracie said is, we're hopeful that those phone calls, when we get down to that, will help be tiebreakers to a certain degree as far as suitability for us and a ranking system for us as to who we would like to see over someone else. And again, that the outcome would be having more files than seats and being able to be super choosy for those candidates who become recruits.
We are very excited, or I can speak on behalf of myself. I am very excited to hear that we are building pools of candidates that we can select from and really get to that sort of excellent HR standard, right? Of create, delivering options for you all to consider. So. Okay. Thanks, Chief Dodge. Any last comments before we let you off the hook?
No, just thank you guys for the work that's being done. We've noticed a remarkable improvement and are seeing just the fruits of the hard labor of change, and we are very appreciative as an agency.
Thank you for seeing that. Okey doke. No other comment from our executive director, then we'll move to item number 7, which is promotional hiring update from Jeanette.
Good afternoon. I'm turning my camera off, otherwise you won't be able to hear me for some reason, but first of all, we'll start out with the background investigation updates. Currently for DPD files that are in background, we have 53 entry level and we have 4 lateral in background. So out of state, we have 10, which includes 1 lateral. And waiting for distribution is 16, which is a lot less, thankfully, thanks to DOS, who took on 27 files and just turned in, I think, 3 or 4 files today. DFD files in background, at the moment, we have 27 in-state and 5 out-of-state. And we also have 10 remaining candidates. Brandon, can you go to the next slide, please? I think that my slide cut off some information there, so I can't see it at the moment, and I'm not able to bring anything up for you, but we do have some files that are out there that we are getting ready to prepare for DPD to assist with for background investigations. On the promotional side, our DFD lieutenant, we ended up with 94 candidates who registered. The SMEs are currently in the exercise building stage. They are almost finished with that, which means we get to review the multiple choice exam in the next few weeks. The exam date is June 4th, and since we already have a cutoff score for that, we will not have an NGOF meeting that day to determine a score. The fire department has set a cutoff score of 70%. For DPD Sergeant, we had 162 candidates who registered. The SMEs are in the same area of the building stage. They're with the exercises. They're at the critical stage. Sorry, and which means that the multiple choice exam review will happen shortly, and actually in the next couple of weeks for the exam date of July 17th, 2025. Are there any questions regarding this? Any questions regarding files that are in background stage?
Not for me. Thank you for that. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. No problem.
And we're grateful for the assistance by our safety departments and, keeping our background reviews going. Thank you. Your EMT, Ms. Stephanie.
Good afternoon, everyone. Currently working on web developer. That start date was pushed back to July. We don't have a specific start date yet. Continuing to work on EMT. We currently have 57 active candidates in that process. And then for entry level, we have a start date of July 7th. We have 222 active candidates, and then we do have 69 candidates on the passed over list from the 24-2 Academy. So we have a total of 291 that we currently have in the process. And that's all for fire. Yes.
But, Fire did agree that we can use the current roster to proceed with 26-1. And so then that way that saves us. So what we're doing is gonna be more cost and time efficient across the board.
Yeah.
So we thank Fire for agreeing to do it.
Excellent. All right, item number 9, which is for police hiring, that's Tammy.
Good afternoon, everybody. Please forgive my absence. I didn't want to share my cooties with everybody. Hopefully you appreciate that. Right now we have the official DPD Academy start date is this coming Monday, April 14th, but the department and our executive director is allowing us to have candidates start up until the 28th of April. As of right now, we have 37 that have received final job offers, and we still have 13 that are in process to possibly start between the 14th and the 28th. For the continuous requisition that we have open, we currently have 231 candidates that are active. And that's all for police. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Tammy, when you're sick. I appreciate it. Hope you feel better. It's going around right now. Any questions on police from commissioners?
No, ma'am.
All right, with that, we'll move to commission review of candidates. Before we get into them, I am noticing that there's a couple of them that we're gonna have to hold. Just because if it's a 2 vote and abstain, then we're not in agreement. So I'm just finding that there will be a couple of folks that we're gonna.
You guys, if the majority isn't in agreement, so if the two of you had different votes, then that means yes,
We'll hold it.
yes.
Yeah, just wanted everybody to know what hold means when we get there, because it's not as common. And then, do we have, to the legal team, do we have, James vote on every single one? Is
Gonna abstain.
Yeah,
or
because
just
he could,
overall,
Oh,
can
oh.
just,
I think he could probably abstain as a collective.
so you don't have to, every single, like, for 16 votes. We don't have to.
I'm gonna write it so hard.
All right.
So you call me first, Grace.
Yes.
So we'll just call Foster, then Miller, and we'll go through
Yes.
as fast as we can. Okay. Seven. Can I borrow a pen? I'm sorry, but actually, you know what? I have this. Figure.
All right, so we will go ahead and proceed with the votes. We're gonna start off with Commissioner Foster, followed by Commissioner Miller, and Commissioner Everett it will abstain across all the votes. He hasn't had an opportunity to review the candidates. For current rule, we just need the votes of the majority present. We haven't adopted the new rule yet, so we're gonna start with candidate number 42853, Commissioner Foster.
Failed.
Commissioner Miller?
Yeah.
Candidate 325-672.
Fail.
Yeah.
Candidate 323-700.
Fail.
Pass.
We will hold this candidate. Candidate 23665.
Pass.
Fail.
We will hold this
I'm
candidate.
sorry.
No worries. Candidate 330168.
Fail.
Fail.
Candidate 324220.
Fail.
Fail.
Candidate 330329.
Fail.
Fail.
Candidate 337997.
Fail.
Candidate number 317513.
Fail.
Fail.
Candidate 350080.
Fail.
Fail.
Candidate 272948.
Fail.
Fail.
Candidate 311296.
Fail.
Fail.
Candidate 335409.
Pass.
Pass.
Skipping the candidate who we drew, we're going to proceed to candidate 227905.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 336724.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 337025.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 334255.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 337355.
Pass.
Candidate 224661.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 336872.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 340068.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 317703. Candidate 337461.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 335065.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 127541.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate number 275307.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 331656.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 338695.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 219851.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 335425.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 340843.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 219849.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 341149.
I just missed it.
341149.
Pass.
Candidate 324900.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 299898.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 338766.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 335694.
Pass.
Pass.
On to second item. Candidate 270348.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 337232.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 308810.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 338387.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 277243.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 317955.
Pass.
Candidate 339724.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 335131.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 241411.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 89751.
Pass.
Pass.
Are you sure? Candidate 89751.
89751. I'm gonna pass.
Okay, it just says a pass.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Candidate,
did lose my place. I was like, no, mine says pass.
candidate 283506.
Pass.
Pass.
Candidate 327413,
Pass.
this candidate's a hold. Candidate 338657,
Pass.
Pass.
candidate 216055,
Fail.
Hold.
this candidate is a hold. Candidate 236512,
Pass.
Pass.
candidate 202353,
Pass.
Hold.
candidate is a hold. Candidate 312933,
Pass.
Pass.
candidate 149829,
Pass.
Pass.
candidate 336767,
Pass.
Pass.
candidate 313315,
Pass.
Fail.
candidate is a hold. Candidate 224209,
Pass.
candidate is a hold. Candidate 252600,
Pass.
candidate 333037,
Pass.
Pass.
request for review, candidate 176401, I'm sorry. Candidate 176401,
Or hold.
candidate is a hold. All right. The departments and the commission, thank Board of Commissioners.
Thank you. And just to explain, since we only have, next meeting, we'll follow up on these candidates, right? And then the commissioners at that time will render their decisions.
Correct. And or we can discuss at an internal meeting exclusively for the candidate.
That actually makes sense. Okay, we'll follow up on that. Okay, with that, that is commission review of candidates. And we are at item number 11, which is comments from the public. I love it.
So from all of our examinations.
Are they? You use pencils?
Yeah, we take the multiple choice.
We have a handout.
Hi there. My name is Daniel Van Scooten. Work here for the city of Denver on behalf of the Citizen Oversight Board. I just had a quick clarification question. In one of the earlier presentations, I think Jeanette, on the background status, you mentioned that DOS had, I believe you said taken over a couple of background cases, and I wasn't sure what you meant by that.
They didn't take
is the
over.
DOS? Yeah,
Yeah,
I figured I just wanted some clarification as to like
Sure.
what the DOS's role in the background investigation process is, and if I misunderstood that.
Can I actually, before you lean in, for
Sure.
public comment, we don't typically engage in like answering active questions, right? So we're happy, Daniel, of course, to follow up with you between commissions to get you the information on that, but
Sure.
we're happy to follow up after. Sound good?
Daniel, I'll give you a call back.
No worries.
Thanks. Unless any commissioners want to make any comments there.
Good.
Not this time. Abstain.
Don't get used to that.
All right, with no other comments for the commission, we'll adjourn. Do I make a motion to adjourn? No. Okay, thanks all for your time. Sorry for the late start again. Appreciate everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Take care.